let's go on now to Pietro, who co-founded a company, Secret Location, which is one of my favorite companies in the world. It's won a ton of Emmys and awards in interactive entertainment. And he's now created a company called Transitional Forms, which we're about to see, showing how, which I think everyone knows, I believe strongly too, that AI is the next great art form, and one of the great storytelling tools out there. So let's go on to Pietro.
Awesome. Thank you so much for having me a part of this event today. It's a real honor to be here. I'd like to introduce to you some virtual beings that we've created to star in a dynamic film called Agents, which is a co-production between my company, Transitional Forms, and the National Film Board of Canada. And Agents is a dynamic film that plays with a premise that revolves around responsibility of agency and playing God to simple creatures powered by artificial intelligence. And in our experiment in making this project from a filmmaking standpoint, we're using this notion of three-way authorship, where the content creator and the audience, through their interaction, and the virtual beings of the story world are co-authors of the experience. And so I've got a demo to show you here that's from our VR build, but we're also developing this experience for desktop and mobile platforms as well. So from an emotional journey standpoint and world building, I think I'll just let our prologue play through first, and then I'll add some commentary in a bit.
In the beginning, our universe was an algorithm. Simulation driven by simple rules. When we were born, there were no debit. We live according to our programming. Cooperating to survive. Until one day, some of us began learning. And that was when we started to realize there's something outside of the simulation.
So we call these little virtual beings the agents, and they live on a small floating planet where gravity goes straight down. So if they get too close to the edge, they'll fall into this nexus abyss below. So unless someone interferes with them, they have to spend their time balancing and cooperating together to survive. Now, the user can interfere in a couple of ways. One is to pick up agents. Let's do that now. Pick one of these guys up. And they're pretty cute. And you can throw them into the abyss if you'd like, but we'll be a kind God and put them back on the surface of the planet. Now, another way to interact with these little ones is to plant magical flowers, objects on the surface of the planet. Ultimately, these creatures fall in love with the flowers and fight over them, but let's do that now. Now, we've nicknamed these magical flowers MacGuffins because they're the device that we use to motivate the plot in our story world. You can see they're not sure what to make of it. As you can see, we've kept the experience free from spoken language, and we've also kept it clean from complex interface or menus so that it's just you and the virtual beings together. And you'll notice that the agents can communicate with a simple palette of emojis and vocalizations that happen over top of their head. And that signals if they're scared or inquisitive, happy, bored, jealous, angry, etc. This guy's just consuming from the flower here. And you can see the agent behind that guy. He was cut off from the flower, so he's pretty angry right now. He's jealous of the other three, chasing him around. So we've designed this experience to be a little bit different with each plane, and it's ultimately existing in a simulation. So the agents have the ability to react according to, you know, different things that happen on the planet. So this guy's definitely angry. And ultimately, it's the social dilemma that we've put these agents into means that not all of them can survive until the end of the film. So there's two different types of artificial intelligence that we're using in this experience. One of them is game AI, which is just heuristic functions and state machines, and the other is reinforcement learning. And from a reinforcement learning standpoint, it means that we have to train the agents using positive and negative rewards to get them to do certain things. And these are some of the results that we've had in our experimentation. You can see different behavior from playing chicken to the top right corner was kind of a fight club situation to flocking and dancing behavior. And in this project, it's interesting to note that we initially set out with the intention to train AI on storytelling, but we ended up using storytelling to train AI. And we believe that these types of technologies like reinforcement learning that allow for virtual beings to have their own agency and think for themselves, these will play a key role in the future of highly emotional and ultra immersive dynamic content. And so we're planning to release agents in later this year, along with an open source initiative to train brains for our virtual beings. And so please connect with us for more information, and thank you very much for having me.